This is the Unbreakable Podcast, and I'm your host, Alicia Shropshire. All right, welcome to Unbreakable. Hopefully you're here because you are looking for something different. You're looking to become inspired so that you can change the things in your life that you're maybe not so happy with. That was why I started this podcast. I was so unhappy with my life. I was miserable. I was a miserable person. I was severely overweight. I weighed almost 300 pounds at one point in my life. I was making my relationship miserable. I didn't have a good relationship with my family. I was annoying to all of my friends. They didn't tell me that, but looking back now and having self-awareness, I was so obnoxious. And all of that came from being stuck in this victim mindset. I have experienced a lot of different traumas. I have experienced a lot of different major heartbreaks, and I just got tired of making that my identity. I was constantly thinking to myself, well, this happened to me. This is why I am the way that I am. And that's just, it's not who you have to be. Your traumas, your bad experiences do not have to define you. So again, that's why we're here. I want to help other people come out of that mindset and realize their true potential. I don't like to really admit this, but we would, still kind of fool around. The whole time he was with this other person. So it was just this like perpetuating cycle where I was just like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. I gave this person, he got like over a decade of my life, and for what? I was I was over 100 pounds overweight. I was miserable. I was depressed. I was sad. There were many days where I just was like so sick of even waking up. It's really sad to say I didn't care. I got to a point where I just did not care anymore. I was like, either he could go or I can. It doesn't matter. I don't want to do this anymore. It's really sad. That's so sad. It's horrendous that is what I used to feel like. It's messed up. So that being said, I started to finally kind of take control. Like I said, I turned 30 in 2021. And I said that this person is not going to get any more of my time. Like he does not get any other piece of me. So I cut it off. We did not, there was nothing. I don't have like a super clear memory. That's another thing that is a sad issue, is I don't have a ton of clear memories. It's a trauma response. Your brain will shut off certain time periods because it's too much. Like your body becomes so stressed that it can't handle what was happening. So I, overcame that. I was like, no, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's when all the love bombing stopped, and he showed me who he had always been, who he'd been hiding. He had been hating me the entire time we were together. But now that he wasn't getting access to me anymore in the way that he wanted, it turned into, I'm going to destroy you. So rewind. I ended up closing all of my businesses because it just went to shit because I wasn't running my business properly. It went terribly. It should have been something so amazing, so successful, and it went to shit. It's really sad because that really could have been something great, but is what it is. I don't do lashes anymore, so probably for the best because I stopped enjoying it. But anywho, so yeah, that was kind of the beginning of me being like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do this anymore. So all that to say, that was, a decade, more than a decade of my life I spent being miserable. I was so unhappy. And one of the things I kept thinking about was, I can't do this the rest of my life. I can't do this the rest of my kids' lives. I want to be happy. I don't want to do whatever this is. This is not living. And I started making decisions in that direction. I had to decide that I wanted and deserved more. And so that's what I did. I started moving like a person who wanted more from life, who deserved more from life, because I did. So I started dating. I wasn't necessarily ready to start that. I just, wanted to get validation. I'll be so for real. That's what it was about. Was I needed validation because I had been with someone for so long who made me feel the lowest I had ever felt, and I wanted someone to tell me that I was pretty. I wanted someone to be nice to me. And let me tell you, there's a lot of unhealed individuals on the dating apps. It was not just me. Fast forward through all of that nonsense, because it was absolutely, the dates I went on were they were terrible. Fast forward, this is another episode that I am going to make eventually, about how I met my current partner and all the things that we have overcome to stay together. We have chosen each other every single day since we met. We've had ups and downs, and in my opinion, it's a pretty incredible story. Just because we've grown so much as individuals together. And I think that is something that needs to be shared a little bit more. I know I've put in so much work on myself, but having somebody there to love and support you through that is very lucky. It wasn't easy. I'm not going to say that, but he definitely was a huge catalyst for the changes that I have made. And I'm really appreciative that he has stuck around during it, because there were some portions where it would have made sense if it was too much for us to continue being together. And he's felt the same about me. So let's talk the catalyst that really got things truly moving for me. We were planning to get together one evening. I was on my way home from work, called him to kind of just confirm what we were doing. And he just seemed kind of off. So, of course, I asked him about it. And he told me that he wanted to break up. I was shook. Of course, I wanted to know why. I had him come over, and we had a really good discussion about everything. He had very valid reasons for wanting to break up. The way he kind of explained it was that there was always something going on. I always had some sort of drama, which was true. I was always complaining. I wasn't happy. I still wasn't happy. I had left that relationship, but was still holding on to so much. I wasn't healed. That's what everything chalks up to not being healed. We ultimately decided to just take some space. We didn't break up. That lasted about a week. And in that time, I put myself back in therapy. I, started trying to be more intentional about, being less negative, because that was a big issue. And, so, we got back together. It was fine. We had a few more breaks like this where we just needed to take some space and really evaluate where we were in life and what was happening. But no matter what, I continued to make improvements. And that's the biggest part right there, is even the littlest improvement is still an improvement, and they pile up, right? And one thing that really, really stuck with me was, I was really upset with myself because I was hurting somebody that I really loved and somebody who really loved me. And I was hurting him because he had always seen this potential in me. He had always seen what I could be, and he believed in everything I said that I wanted to do. And he wanted to be a part of that. He wanted to help. He wanted to support me. And he did. So it makes me really sad that I put him in the position of potentially questioning himself. Was he, making it up? Like, I don't like that I made him feel like maybe he had made a mistake because I wasn't willing to believe in myself the same way he believed in me. And that's a really sobering conclusion to come to, because when we got together, I I wasn't in a good place at all. He fell in love with me when I didn't love myself, when I didn't believe that anybody else would ever love me. And he brought me out of a really dark place, and I wasn't doing the work to stay out of that dark place. I was still 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I was kind of letting the darkness win. So yeah, it was just forward movement from there, and here we are now. And that's something I really like. That's like my biggest goal with everything that I'm doing, is I want to help other people see that. I was really fortunate to have somebody who has ridden so hard for me, who has picked me up when I'm down, who has believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And I realize that people don't have that. So right now, I will be that person for you. If you do not have that person, I will be that person. I will help hold you accountable. If you're not living up to your highest potential, I am telling you right now, get your shit together and start. Because, you know, I want to say no one's going to save you. And truly, he didn't save me. He just was worth it to me to save myself. He backed off because he was trying to save me and realized he couldn't. I had to save me. I mean, you can throw someone a life raft, but if they don't climb on it, there's not much you can do. And I am so grateful that he stuck with me through that, because I do really believe that tough love is love, and it's necessary. It doesn't mean you have to be a terrible person. He wasn't mean about anything. He was just upfront and told me that it wasn't working for him, and I had to make a choice. Did I want to fix things and be the person that I knew I could be, that I said I wanted to be? Or did I want to just deflect and say, well, this is just how I am, my trauma, I have all these issues, and just sit there? He wanted to see me be the best version of me, and I did too. And thank God I made that decision, because I am so happy where I am right here, right now. So truly, that is the whole reason I started this. I want people to be able to dig deep within themselves and find that person that they want to be. You can literally be whoever you want to be. If you want to be a fit person, a healthy person, you want to be a business owner, like, I don't care what it is. Hopefully it's something good. You can do those things. It's just we have to stop living in our trauma and stop letting it define us and use it as an excuse for why we're not being the best versions of ourselves. Why would you give so much power to something that is so negative? That was something I had to realize. I held on to so much anger and just hatred, pure hatred, and it was eating me alive inside. Even though I was over the situation, I genuinely am. There's no part of me that questions anything. I pity the person that I was with. I truly do. I have since forgiven them. For myself, it was purely for selfish reasons, because I needed to do that so that I could shift my mindset, so that I could get away from what happened to me, something that I could have walked away from. It would have been very difficult. Again, that's something I'll get into another time. And, you know, even though things were technically easier, it was still so fucking hard. Leaving was hard. Losing the weight was hard. Facing myself and owning up to my shit was hard. It was all hard. But again, I am happy that I did it, because I'm here. I trust myself so much. I know that if I lost everything right now, I could rebuild it. I'd have no problem doing it. I know exactly what I do. I'm not concerned about anything. Nothing bothers me, because I know I got it. Imagine what that feels like. It's a pretty great feeling. I've overcome so much that does break people, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to break you. Hence the name Unbreakable. That's why I named it this. You do not have to be broken by the things that have happened to you. You can use them to grow. You can acknowledge your pain. You can acknowledge the trauma. 100%. Do it. You cannot live with it and let it define you and who you are. You just can't. obviously a part of your story, but it doesn't dictate everything in your life. We have to get away from that. I'm so sick of people wanting us to dwell on our trauma. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. Childhood trauma. Yes, it happened. I'm so sorry for whatever happened that traumatized you as a child. I truly am. I have my own childhood trauma. I can't go around going, oh, my dad had a drug and alcohol problem, so I'm a piece of shit. What? No, that's not how it works. You do not get to do that. I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. My mom was a single mom. She worked her ass off for us. She was around as much as she could be, but she worked a lot. And she was doing the best she could with what she had. There are people that will sit there and say, oh, my mom worked so much. Okay, was your life shitty, or did your mom make sure things were okay? We gotta stop. We have to stop. We are in control. We are adults. Children do not have a choice. When you were a child, whatever happened to you, again, I'm sorry the adults failed you. You are an adult now. It is your job to take control of your life and make things better, especially if you're a parent. Don't you dare let your childhood trauma ruin your child's childhood right now. Don't you freaking do that. Do not do that. That infuriates me when I see things like that. We have to do better, and we can. So I hope that you've stuck around through this pep talk, and I hope to see you on other episodes.